Freedom. Such a powerful word. A word filled with hope, struggle, beauty, and desire. We hear it as children. We read it in books. We see it on banners and hear it in anthems. But do we truly understand what it means? Freedom is not just the absence of chains, not just the end of war, not just the ability to do whatever we want. True freedom is deeper. It's a state of being, a conscious choice, a way of living that aligns with who you truly are. So many people dream of being free, yet at the same time they fear it, because real freedom is not easy. It demands responsibility. It requires courage. It means choosing honesty over comfort. We live in an age of possibilities. We can travel, switch careers, change homes, ideas, even identities. And yet, how many of us are actually free? We've replaced physical chains with invisible ones. The fear of judgment, the pressure to conform, the obsession with what others think. We've built prisons from expectations, opinions, and habits. We wake up to notifications, rush to work, follow routines we didn't choose, spend years in jobs we don't love, surrounded by people we don't truly connect with, chasing goals we never questioned. And then, in the silence of night, something whispers, "This isn't the life you wanted." But we silence that voice because it's easier, because it's safer, because freedom, while beautiful, can be terrifying. Real slavery today isn't physical. It's when we stop listening to ourselves. It's when we betray our truth to fit in. It's when we know what we want, but are too afraid to take the first step. But here's the truth. Freedom doesn't mean escaping everything. It means facing it with open eyes and an open heart. Freedom is not about running away. It's about standing still and choosing to live honestly, to say no when everyone expects yes, to create a life that feels right to you, even if it doesn't look right to others. It's not about rebellion for the sake of rebellion. It's about listening to your inner voice and having the courage to follow it. even when no one else understands, even when it's messy, uncertain, and hard. Freedom is not comfort. It's not about always being happy. It's about being real. It's waking up with purpose, not just surviving another day. It's letting go of the masks. It's no longer living for approval. It's when your actions, your words, and your soul are finally aligned. It's when you breathe deeply and feel, this is my life, not a performance, not a role, but mine. Yes, it takes strength. Yes, it takes letting go. But the reward? A life worth living. Most people won't choose that path. Most will settle. Most will wait. Wait for permission. Wait for the right time. Wait for clarity. But freedom doesn't come from waiting. It comes from deciding, from daring, from moving forward even when it's unclear. Sometimes all it takes is one honest moment, one deep breath, one decision to stop pretending, to stop hiding, to stop living someone else's life. You don't have to stay in a cage just because you got used to it. You don't have to keep repeating the same cycle. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to choose differently. You are allowed to be free. Freedom is not something someone gives you. It's something you claim, something you grow into, day by day, choice by choice. It's not a destination, it's a direction, a way of walking through life with open eyes, open heart, and open hands. So, if you don't feel free yet, don't worry. You're not lost. You're waking up. And when you're ready to take the first step, even a small one, freedom will meet you there, because it's always been there, not out in the world, not in a job, a place, or a title, but deep inside, right where you are.